Hey everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? It's my favorite night of the week, Tuesday, because we go live every Tuesday from 9 to 10 Eastern. We always have wonderful guests, but tonight I literally handpicked two people that just make me feel happy, calm, serene as we head into the craziest week of the year. I have Georgia Water and Anthony Fett. Hit it, Leo.
Young fish, small love, day spring and the night's long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. Pretty love, sweet things as I wanna be. Who I am, it's who I am. It's who I am. Oh, who I am. It's fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Oh my goodness. So tonight, I don't know if you've noticed, but I am not in my my little rickety apartment in Washington Heights, which I love. I love my apartment. I am in Judy Mesa's basement, which is her office, which is nicer than my whole apartment. So, nice RBG painting, says Danielle. Danielle, once again, you are the first one in. Danielle from D's Enlightened Edits. Danielle is an amazing spiritual healer, a medium, a teacher, just an incredible person. And her website is damseldesigns.com, DAMSL designs.com. I had an amazing quantum session reading with Danielle maybe about 6 months ago. Completely blew my mind. Danielle has amazing gifts. She can talk to the other side, and it's incredible. And then I had an spirit animal reading, and that blew my mind. And actually, I got one from Judy as well, and holy moly, she just blew her mind. So we can't say enough about our friend Danielle. If you want to reach her, she is a lovely, caring, kind, and super, super smart human being. So this is Judy's apartment, Danielle. I mean, it's her basement. Her basement is nicer than my apartment. And that is her RBG painting, painted by a friend of mine, PJ Andrews. He also did a ton of other paintings in her office. So let's say hi to our friends. We've seen Danielle. Danielle is always number one. David Slauson. Oh my goodness. Hi, David Slauson. How are you, sweetheart? Nice to see you. Rena Cunelli-Bergi, my cousin from Massachusetts, who Leo also calls Weather Girl.
Weather Girl.
There he is. And then he does a little shimmy. Weather Girl. But, oh my God, Leo, that was an extra shimmy.
That's because I'm wearing my Happy Proud Disney shirt. Woo!
Oh my God. I think
Mickey's shaking his head at all you disbelievers.
Mickey is shaking his head. Mickey said, wait. Mickey said, love is love.
Love is love.
Love wins. Love wins, he said. Yes, you're right, Mickey. Oh my God, speaking of cousins, my gorgeous cousin, Cora Gothier, has checked in. Cora, I was thinking about you all day today. I just miss you. We got to talk. I want to come visit you soon. Let me see who else we have. Lynn Portish. Yes! My friend and musical director, an amazing songwriter, amazing arranger. As a matter of fact, this is a perfect segue because I co-wrote a song with my friend Wiltie and Hall called This Is My America. I'm very proud of that song. We wrote it about 4 years ago, maybe a little bit more. And then Lynn Portis, genius, went into the studio with me and added strings and all kinds of instruments and did the arrangement. And it's stunning. And so,
can feel powerless.
Yep, that's our song.
Think there's nothing you can do.
If you can get to Spotify or Apple Music or any of the music platforms, even YouTube, just type in "This Is My America" and you can put my name because there's a couple songs called that, or Will T and Hall, and it's a song about immigration. So we are working on a project. Leo, me, my friend Bill Goffey, who's an amazing photographer, and we have opened it up to our friends as well. So here's our project, and you still have a little bit of time, but we really got to get this going. So what it is, Leo, you can join me for this. You can pop your hand.
I'm here.
I always like it when you're there. So what it is we're going to make a video to this song, right? And my idea was, because I wrote it for my mom, and I wrote it, it's about immigration and coming to America and seeing the Statue of Liberty. Bill Goffey is the best Statue of Liberty photographer that I've seen to date, and he happens to be my friend. And he's got so many beautiful, so he's going to do the photography for it. He's already started working on that. But what I need from my friends is, if you are someone whose family came from another country, what I am looking for is for you to send me and Leo pictures of you. Let's say this is a picture. Let's say this was a picture of my mom, right? So it's me holding a picture of my mom, or the first person that came over, whoever that is. It might be your parents, grandparents, whatever, came over. Oh, perfect. Leo, you see what I'm saying? How beautiful is that? So those are Leo's grandparents, right? Oh, I love
That's my
that.
grandma
Okay.
Belen and my grandpa Ignacio.
Okay, do you see already you feel warm and fuzzy inside? This is exactly what I'm looking for. So something like Leo's doing, and if you want to take a second picture, or just one picture with both, like them then, and then a picture of your family now and how it's grown. So I'm not home, but see? Okay, so that's it. You could take one picture like this and one picture like that and send us both pictures, or Leo, hold up both pictures, or you can do this and do one picture. That's what we're looking for. So take your picture ASAP and send it to me and Leo. And where can they? I guess you can send it on Facebook.
You can send it on Facebook. If you know us personally, message it. If you're somebody that doesn't know us personally, what's the story with Maria at gmail.com. No punctuation. WATSTHE story with Maria at gmail.com.
Yes, and what we're going to do, we're going to put together, well, Leo, of course, is the mastermind behind putting things together. And he is going to put a little teaser together, like a little sizzler, they call it in the business. And New York One, I'm going to be on New York One with our friend Ron Lee, who's an amazing journalist,
cool.
and my friend, and just the sweetest. I sent him the song last year, like around 4th of July, like, hey, just because I like to share it with my friends around 4th of July. And he was like, we should do a story on this, maybe next year. And so then the angle, we talked about it recently at my birthday, he was there. And he said, let's do, and the angle would be like you've been talking about, immigration. So I said, I have a great idea. Not just me and my family. I want to open it up to other people's families, because my friends are from everywhere. And and I even opened it up to friends of mine that have married people from other countries. Like, it's not just if your family came from somewhere, but like my friend Stephanie Greco from Stoneham, her husband is from Haiti. And, like so many great, and then Shanna Sharp's husband is from Serbia. Melissa Driscoll's wife is from South Africa. So we're really opening this up.
Whose husband is from England?
Oh, Jean Simpson Dunn.
Jean Simpson, that's right. There's one.
And she's going to send us that. And Will T. Hall, who I co-wrote the song with, do you know when you'll be on yet? I don't, Danielle, but I will let you know, I promise. So Will T. Hall, who I co-wrote the song with, and he's from England. So I want to show the beauty of immigrants and what they contribute to our country, and how we grow like little flowers in the garden, and how we are, to me, this is my America. That's what I grew up with immigrants. And I grew up being proud of being where my family was from, which was Italy. But they were so proud to be American citizens. So it's this double, right, Leo? It's this double.
We are a nation of immigrants. Unless you were dancing around the fire with my ancestors way, way, way back when, sending smoke signals from east to west coast, everyone is an immigrant.
Yes, and that's what we are doing. So, Danielle, let me see. Yes, thank you. So if anybody wants to the sooner the better, because the Sizzler will be quick. We'll have to do that really quickly. And then to at least get a piece of it on New York One so that they can show a promo of it. And then we're going to do like a video of the song. And the song, I think, is about 4 minutes. And then we can add more people. And what I might do is if we get, over the years, if we get more pictures, maybe we'll update the video. You know what I mean? So I just want people to feel part of this project. It's What's the Story with Maria at Gmail, or you can send it to me or Leo in a text. I've been doing that. And when you send it to me, I send it to Leo, vice versa. So this is My America video project. Okay, that is what we are working on.
And you can listen to the song on YouTube if you have a YouTube account, Spotify, and not iHeartRadio. That's our podcast. iTunes or
iTunes,
Apple Music is what it's called now.
Yeah, Apple Music. I found it on all of them. Spotify and YouTube so far. So.
Oh, we'll have to, Maria. If we have that, you should get that in there. Good suggestion, Danielle. The painting of you and your mom by your friend Emily.
Oh my God.
That's a good idea.
Danielle, that's a great idea. And my friend Emily Bruton Schilling painted that. I'm not home right now. Otherwise, I would take it down off the wall. It's my prized possession. You know when somebody says to you, oh my God, if there was a fire in your apartment, what would you grab? Well, of course it would be my dog Rizzo. But that's not an object. That is my best buddy. So Rizzo and I would, and I don't know where she is, but she'll show up in a minute. She's probably just lounging. But I would grab that painting. Emily painted it for me for a couple of years ago for one of my sober anniversaries. And I've never, and she didn't tell me she was doing it. She literally took it off my Facebook wall. And a picture that I had of me and my mom, and she created this beautiful painting. So,
you know, one thing I was reminded of, scrolling through, the lesson came up, the discussion regarding the melting pot.
Yes.
Melting pot, and how we should not call it a melting pot. Because the melting pot just means that we're blending all together. We're more of a salad. And you love salads.
I love salads.
Part of the salad means that we come together and create this beautiful dish, but we retain our individuality. The lettuce stays the lettuce, the tomato stays and all this beautifulness comes together to create a beautiful, delectable taste. That's what America is, whether it's Latino or from a different country. There's many different aspects of Latinos and Italian and Chinese, and all this all together creates one great salad.
Listen, you know what? It's also like, think of it this way, like, think about let's just stick with food for a second. Think of all the different options that we have in this country just to eat. If you want to go out to eat, what's the first thing you say? Well, what do you want? You want Italian? You want Chinese? You want Greek? You want... Wow. We have all these choices because people came from these countries, brought their culture, and set up shop. How amazing is that? And Leo, you work with kids Leo runs an amazing after-school program. How many times do you do all this food stuff with the kids? Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, this is Foodie Week for us. And I opened up our week talking about the importance of food. And I asked everybody, what's your favorite vegetable? What's your favorite? I said, well, what's your favorite thing that your grandma cooks you? Everybody had different answers. And I reminded them and said, look, no matter where you've been, I've been to Egypt, I've been to Ireland, I've been to Cyprus, and other people have traveled all over. And the one thing that we have in common all over the world is food. And that's what people want to, they want to, how are you? How was your trip? Have some, here, eat. It's a form of love.
I know, I agree. Food is a form, absolutely. And Lynn said we need Mandar to text, I know, a salad joke. Actually, speaking of Mandar's from India. He actually was born in India, one of our regular friends that comes on and goofs around. But I'm hoping he can send us some pictures too. Okay, let me see if I missed anybody. I'm going to read this because our guest is coming on, and I want to read exactly what is on her website. And then I'm going to share the show to my regular page. Okay, so one of our first guests is a friend of mine that I have co-taught with, and she does a million things. But her name is Georgia Water. She is an alt-rock queer songwriter and vocalist born in New York City to Greek immigrant parents.
Opa.
Water allows her roots to permeate her tunes through the subtle use of Greek words, culture, and in some songs, even she'll have to tell us how to pronounce this word, the bouzouki. Her music is honest, unfiltered, and reminiscent of early 90s women. I love that era, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. Like Alanis Morissette, Courtney Love, and Liz Phair. She now has a base in both New Jersey and Los Angeles. And after tonight's show, because you're going to fall in love with her, she's going to have a base all over the country and the world. Ladies and gentlemen, bring her on, our friend Georgia Water.
Hello.
Hi, Gabe. How are you?
I'm great. That was such a nice intro. Thank you.
Well, I took it right off your website because it's perfect.
Oh, yes. The bio that took forever to write, even though it's so simple.
You know what? Because you have to be truthful. Now, what's that Greek word? And I'm sure I pronounced it wrong. What is it? What does it mean?
No, you pronounced it great. It's a bouzouki, and it's a type of mandolin, like a Greek mandolin, so to speak. And it's the main instrument in Greek music. And in some of my songs, it's layered in there a little bit.
I love it. All right, I'm going to just find. I want to. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds because I want to share this.
What part of Greece are you from, Georgia?
So I'm from northern Greece. If you're familiar with Thessaloniki, which is the second largest city after Athens.
Okay.
I'm from a little south of Thessaloniki, but my parents are from this little village in the mountains, like 2,500 feet elevation. I'd get nauseous every time I'd visit. It was fun,
Wow. Did you go there? Did you go there like for summers or stuff like that?
Yes. So Greek was the first language I learned, and then English, even though I was born in Manhattan. And so we went all the time, and what a luxury it was, right? To have I look back and I'm like, wow, as a child, what a privilege it was to have my plane tickets paid for and to have you're done with school. All right, go to Greece, have fun, and then to be able to really soak in the culture year after year and to be able to stay close with my relatives because, my parents, 1% of us are here and 99% of us are there. So
right.
I feel
one
really
of the oldest
grateful.
cultures, though, of humanity, really. I mean,
it's so rad. It's so rad. Yeah, I love to the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
Of course, one of my favorite films.
So the dad in My Big Fat Greek Wedding, how he's always like, oh, this comes from a Greek word. I find myself doing that, and I try to not be obnoxious about it, but I'm just like, hey, guys, actually, did you know that this comes from the word that? And I do that all the time, but lovingly because, I'm a songwriter and I'm a lover of words and lover of languages. I speak a little bit of other languages, so to me, it's fun, but my partner's always like, you're doing the My Big Fat Greek Wedding dad thing on everyone, and I'm like, I can't help it, but yeah.
Yeah, but I love that. It's big. That means you care, and that means you get excited about it.
I do. I do.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You're also spreading the history, which I think a lot of people forget that, the Greeks have a big part of our human history, politics, food, going forward.
The Olympics. I mean, think about that. Just in itself. When I was a kid, I was fascinated with that whole thing. Oh my God, the Greeks started the Olympics. Think about that. Socrates.
Yeah, so rad.
It's the beginning of everything.
It's really cool, and the country now is obviously. I think, not to get too political, but, they joined the European Union for security and a whole other things because they're after everyone reconquered the parts they conquered, now it's a very small country. It's got thousands of islands, but overall it's a very small country. And so, they joined the European Union, but because I was able to kind of see the shifts and be in touch with relatives, it's really sad. They're turning Greece into a retirement state. They're turning it into Florida, minus Ron DeSantis.
I know where I'm going to go then.
They're turning it into a retirement state, and they've done that with Italy as well. And they're trying to do it with all the Southern European states. And then it that hurts my heart a little bit because there's so many intelligent, young men and women and people who graduate school there and then have to leave the country in order to find employment, and so all the young smart people are leaving.
You're right. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of work there.
All right. So, it's interesting to see, like, end with Italy, right? And Greece and all these countries that really spearheaded so much. I would love to see them get the same love back that they once offered
that's
the rest of the world.
Yeah, that's not, well, you know what? Let's put it out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's put it out there.
Totally.
So you know what? I didn't even think of this until I read your bio, and you should, if you want, maybe you could be part of our project.
I would love that. Yeah.
And all we need is a picture. I would love that. That you could be part of it with your parents.
Yeah, that would be great.
How cool.
Yeah, my parents came here in the 80s, so their photos are like vintage 80s.
Yeah.
But not like as cool vintage, but I could try to find something.
I know my girlfriend she was born in Cuba, and and then so her whole thing, she was born in 77, I think. So, and my parents came over in the 50s. So, but I want to represent as much as I can.
Absolutely.
And I just think it'll be so great. So let's talk about your music. Now, first of all, before I knew you as a musician, you used to photograph all our shows. We all teach together. This great company called Road Recovery, amazing company.
Yes.
And they do really beautiful work. And so you would come and photograph and film our videos and photograph our shows. And that's how I first met you. And then you were co-teaching with me, and we had the best time.
Yes. We had the best time. I was brought on to Road Recovery through Static, who you know very well.
Love Static.
Static is an amazing, we would need a scroll to list all the things he's done, right? Because he's just a multi-instrumentalist, and he's a producer and an engineer and just a wonderful human being, and he's a part of Road Recovery. And so Static and I were working on a song of mine, and Road Recovery was in need of some video and photo assistance. And since my partner and I have a production company, and that's the kind of work we do, that's kind of how I was brought on. And then I was lucky enough to come on board as a mentor for a period of time. And that's when we got to work together at the center. And it was such a great time.
We had the best time.
Yeah, totally.
So easygoing. You're so easygoing. It's great.
So are you. Yeah, no, I'm grateful. It's wonderful to just find a friend to be able to click right away and co-create right away. It's awesome.
I know, and do a little of this too. What the hell?
And be able to have our teacher moments where we're like,
teachers the bits for sure. Yeah. Now, but I didn't know. I mean, I knew you were a musician, but I didn't realize that you were an amazing songwriter. When I listen to your stuff, plus it's so beautifully produced. It's not just something like someone kind of playing and it's recorded. No, this is highly produced, amazing stuff.
Thank you.
So, Leo, if you wouldn't mind, let's get Georgia's website right up there that people can go to it.
Sweetie.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. So it's Georgia Water Music, right?
My email is that, and the website is Georgia Water Records.
Records. Okay, so GeorgiaWaterRecords.com. And you have to, right after the show, you have to go to it. You have to go to it, and you have to. And you're gonna.
Maria said.
You're gonna be like groupies. I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, what the hell?
That's
it's
really
so
sweet.
Good, and I was watching the videos.
The day you touched me as a guide, her son, the whole bunch. The light was shining on my face, white trace of our love.
This is the one Static produced.
Oh, yeah. And you know what else I love? The video, because we're not seeing the video right now, but you all have to go. The video is amazing. So first of all, great pictures, and then it's at about
Thank you.
5 videos. They're all amazing.
Thank you. And the video for Heaven is an homage to my Greek relatives because it is. And oh my God, I just got chills everywhere. I don't want to get emotional, but, I just, Greeks were under the Ottoman Empire rule for so long. And as part of that, certain parts of the culture were placed upon them, like women covering their hair. I mean, my mom is the first woman that didn't have to cover her hair. My older aunts, my great aunts, my grandparents, they all had to cover their hair. And, they were in a very agricultural society, of course, farms and that kind of stuff. My grandpa was a shepherd. And I just thought to myself, I am so incredibly blessed and far removed, having been born and raised in New York City, compared to how my mom was raised. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional.
I know, no, but I understand. I go through the same thing. That's why I love immigrants, and I always salute them, because we are so blessed to be these extensions of what they suffered.
Totally. And
they suffered in these countries, and we get to live this life they wanted us to live.
Totally.
And it's amazing.
I think to myself, I grew up in a very conservative household, but I had the ability through the internet and through my own curiosity and my own, like ball busting personality, and just really didn't care and just was always going for what I wanted regardless. Like, no one could tell me what to do. I was able to come across content like the L word and things that like helped me, and and then being able to I was old enough to take the subway downtown by myself, and just being able to develop as an artist and have my own realization of wow, I belong to this community. I just lament all the people, all the men and women, and people in the past who came from countries where they didn't have a voice. They couldn't even explore that, and I just wonder so in Heaven, the music video, it's there's this sisterhood of women, and they one of them has an awakening, and through that she shares that awakening with her sisters, not just metaphorically. And so they all kind of burn their headscarves and just allow themselves to have sexual awakenings, whether they are straight, bisexual, asexual, pansexual, gay, lesbian, it didn't matter, so there's an homage in there to two women in the barn, secretly, in the dark, touching hands. And it's I don't know. I don't know how many of my relatives or people in the past had to go through hiding who they were, but still going through the expected system of marry the opposite sex, have a baby, and I just have this freedom to do whatever the heck I want. And so
right. But you know what else? Whether you're gay or straight or whatever, it doesn't matter. Even back then, there were so many arranged marriages.
Yes.
So maybe you were even in love with someone and you couldn't even be with them. Whether you could have been straight. How many straight women did not get to be with the men that they loved because they had these arranged marriages? So it doesn't matter. It's all the same. It's about not being able to be who you are.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm always recognizing my privilege in that, because, I'm not far removed from this very conservative world that, my mother and my grandparents came from. My grandmother was born in the early 1900s. She had my mom when she was almost 50. So I was very in touch with, and they had very big families, so it's not like, my grandmother was young. I was very in touch with the people of Greece who still had to learn Greek and Turkish, because even though Greece was emancipated in 1821, they didn't, it took another 100 years before really the Turkish rule left. I'm going on and on, but the point is,
I love, you don't know who you're talking to. I love this stuff. I love it.
History, right? It's great.
Yes, I love history, and I love people that appreciate their own history. If we don't appreciate what we come from, then what are we doing here?
Right, and really understanding the people that walked before you, and the responsibility you have.
Yeah, and that's why I wrote that song, "This Is My America," and I wrote it as an an homage to my mom, who said that the most amazing thing was when she passed the Statue of Liberty. And it was right after World War II had ended. Not right after, but they came over in 55. But they had just been through so much. And to finally get to come to America and pass that statue, I mean, and now you get emotional when I get emotional when I think of that. So I wrote a song for my mom, She said, I knew I was free when I passed that statue. I mean,
wow. I just got chills again.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I just got chills.
They didn't have anything, but they knew they were free. And that's what it's about, you know? So we all can identify with that. Let me just tell you who's checked in. Our friend Paul Craigie is checked in. Michael Rose is watching. Taylor Patty. I worked with Taylor last night. We did a Juneteenth event. She got up and sang and blew the roof off the place. It was amazing, Taylor. Barry Silver is checking in from Florida. Of course, Lynn Porter said Georgia. So beautiful. She loved what you had to say and also the video.
Thank you.
Danielle
so much.
is loving it as well. Yeah, you've got to go. Let me see. Cora is loving the show. She says it's amazing. So much stuff.
Thank
Music
you.
is on fire. RS Films is checked in.
Cool.
Okay.
Hello.
So now, you have these videos that you wrote all the songs, or did you co-write them, or?
I write all the lyrics and I arrange them, and I co-produce them to an extent. And in regards to the music videos, I write all the treatments and, of course, work with my partner to flesh them out. And I kind of, it's being an artist on a budget. So I handle wardrobe and hair and makeup, albeit poorly, as much as I can. And, I production, pre-production, into editing. It's all hands on deck. But I love it so much. So I could, again, it's just a privilege to be able to do it and to put it out there. So
I agree. Leo, go ahead.
I was just testifying on a budget, girl.
Yeah.
Yes, we're still manifesting more ways to make the creative fields more lucrative, right? In a world that's very corporate.
Yes. And you know what? I'm not to put any negative stuff out there, but I got to tell you, like Lynn and I talk about this all the time. In the 90s and in the early 2000s, or late 90s, early 2000s, we the songwriters were able to produce CDs with our own money, of course, and then sell them. We could sell our own CDs, and we could at least make back some of that money with the CDs we sold. Now, there's nothing physical to sell. So your music is on, and how wonderful that the world can see and hear them, but you don't see any checks. So, it's difficult. It's like hard to just keep, and Leo, you're a playwright, and you wrote a musical, and you just keep pouring your heart into it, but the point is, there is no other way. If we don't do what we love, then we are not living. We're not living.
Absolutely. The conundrum that is, Spotify and all the other platforms that play music, you have to coexist with it, right? Like law of attraction says, don't resist, right? There's things that you can control and there's things that you can't control. And so, although there have been many moments that I've been very frustrated with how silly and I'll just say it, cheap these platforms are. What they pay their artists is just bananas. And sometimes they'll say like, hey, we have this cool newsletter with tips for you, and it's like, we don't want your fucking newsletter. We want to get paid for the art that we're putting on your platform that you make money off of. So a lot of artists and I have talked about that, and so it's a balance between respecting what is and finding ways to navigate the playlist world, which is as of June 2023 still very important. And also just licensing opportunities. I mean, that's
what it is.
I would love that.
Oh yeah.
Scoring. I don't mean scoring. Like sometimes different shows will use songs, and that's a place that you can make money. So there are opportunities, but for a while there, and Lynn and I talked about this, was this window in the late 90s to like mid 2000s where we actually could make money. We were producing our own albums. Go ahead, Leo.
I just wanted to ask, what's a CD?
I know. I know. Well,
R.I.P.
I'm gonna tell you this. Yeah, I personally loved it. I'm not joking. I sold like, I'm not making this number up. I sold 8,000 CDs on my own.
Amen. That is
Wow.
amazing.
In that time, by
That is so
myself.
awesome. That is so cool.
Like word of mouth or people ordering. And what I'm saying is, it's like I mean, you put so much money into these albums, but you also are able to recoup what you put into them. And then make a little, because I always liked using live musicians. You have to pay. Production is high. Then you have to get them printed. Back then it was a lot of money to print CDs. You know, now it's peanuts, but you know, but it felt good. It felt like you left the house with like 10 CDs and you sold them all that night when you worked, you know.
It was tangible. It was right in your hands.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh gosh, I remember like all the first couple of CDs I got were like Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears and the Spice Girls, you know, before I like came across the grunge world and all those rock stars. And I can smell liner notes, you know, like I don't even need to have it in front of me. Just that smell of getting the CD and opening it and like reading every little detail. It was so magical. And then committing to putting the CD in and listening to it start to finish and focusing on it, right? Like, you know, it's just not something that's experienced.
Like now, Lynn Porter says albums are back, LPs, which is true. Albums are actually back.
That's
so
rad.
That's cool. When I was a kid, that was the whole big deal. We used to stand in line, no lie, stand in line for hours because the CD was being released on that day. And an album. And we would stand in line for like 4 hours, and then they'd open the record store, and then you could go in and actually buy it. And then you'd run home with your friends, you'd listen to it. So,
do you remember what line was the longest that you stayed on?
Stevie Wonder. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Stevie Wonder's Fulfilling This in the first finale. I waited 6 hours.
Wow.
For the open in Harvard Square.
Wow, that's amazing. Like, that music can give you the strength to do that, right? Because you're not just going to stand there patiently, like letting the energy build for just anyone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anything that Stevie Wonder put out, I wanted. I couldn't get enough Stevie Wonder. That was my favorite songwriter of the last century. My favorite songwriter of this century is Sarah Bareilles. But
she's so cool. She's
my God, coolest of the cool.
So talented. It's nuts. Yeah.
So now, are you working on? Oh, go ahead.
Lynn said the Who, Quadrophenia. She stood in line for that one.
Oh my God! See, I love it. That's an excellent question, by the way, Georgia. So if anybody else wants to type in what I mean, it's got to be the old school kids, but if there was something you waited in line to buy the day it was released, let us know.
I mean, when they came out on 8-track, they were so. I mean, cassette.
I know. I got them on albums. Yeah. But I loved it. I still have all those albums. It's a great feeling. So, are you working on anything right now? I know you. I mean, you can rest on your laurels. But are you working on anything new?
Yes. So, in the last couple of months, I put out Heaven, the song that we talked about and that you so graciously played a little bit of. And then I very recently, in the last few weeks, put out a song called Cars and Jewels. So I'm going to be working on pre-production for that music video June and July, and hopefully film it end of July and have that video out by early August. And I'm also working again with Static on a song of mine called Say. And... it's just doing my best between being a millennial and, a post-capitalist society and just trying to survive, and also being consistent with when I'm able to put out music, and also just not being such a perfectionist. 2023 has really put me in a space where, I've done the work and I'm ready to allow myself to release content and not be so nitpicky about it, because I'm not doing my songs justice. And to me, my songs are like my children, truly. Like every time, of course. So I feel that they deserve to be seen. And so there will be consistent stuff coming out from my end.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so everybody, now don't go too far. We're going to bring Anthony Fett on.
Woohoo!
Yes. So, but everybody, one more time, you can find Georgia at georgiawaterrecords.com. And I cannot stress enough that you can go and check out that amazing website and all the great stuff that you can see and hear. So don't go too far. We're going to zoom Anthony. We're going to zoom you out for a second, zoom Anthony, and then bring you back in, okay? And then we're going to have a party. Oh, my God. Listen. It is, it's been Pride Month all month, but it is Pride Week. Heading into the big parade. I don't know about you, Anthony, but being gay is exhausting.
I'm hooped.
I know.
Oh my God.
No, Anthony, honey, you are always working. You're always fabulous. Now you've been working at the Monster a lot. You've having these reoccurring Saturdays. Tell us about those. How can people find you? By the way, Anthony is the most fun person. And I always say he never, ever, ever phones it in. Not once.
Except this interview. I'm phoning it in right now.
No, you are not.
I'm on my cell phone. That's why
It's okay. It works. So, Anthony Fett, what's going on Saturdays?
Is that my website under construction or something?
I don't know. Leo pulled it on.
Leo Rodriguez.
Leo Rodriguez.
Grace.
There he is. I just want to say real quick, first of all, happy Pride, everybody.
Happy
Pride.
So proud of all of us and of all the work that everybody's doing. And hi, Georgia.
Hi. I love that kimono.
Thank you. I actually, this is a little Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, at the top. Okay, cute.
Up with a stash.
Oh, okay. Now I'm seeing the details of it because you're zoomed in. I was like, what? I thought it was a kimono with like a rainbow stripe. I was like, wow, that's unique. It's great.
Georgia, the second option was a kimono, and
so I'm in. Yeah, got it. Okay, cool. I was on the nose.
Leo can attest to that.
It was a little peekaboo kimono, I have to say.
We did.
Okay. Yeah, no shame.
Leo, I got to tell you something. I hate to say this because Leo has a good shimmy going on, but I don't know if you can touch Anthony's shimmy.
Where do you think I learned it from? That's what I aspire to do.
I mean, but Leo, I got to give it to Leo's been shimmying quite a bit, Anthony, and maybe it is from hanging out with you.
Well, Leo has inspired my shimmy with his enchiladas on more than one.
Is that a euphemism? I don't know. An actual enchiladas. Okay.
Portis, I love you so much, Lynn Portis. I love you so much, Lynn Portis.
Lynn Portis is here. Now, Anthony's done shows with Lynn Portis, many shows with Lynn Portis.
I adore her.
How can you not? How can you not love Lynn Portis?
Artists. I love gays. I love
Lavinia. It is June after all, and what's the story with Maria? Nothing but the apron calendar.
Look at her.
Which of course we always are flaunting. Lavinia is our June.
She's busting out.
She's busting out.
Oh, yeah.
She's actually in Denver as we speak. She's in Denver.
With the Pie Queen of Denver, the one and only Chocolatina. Shout out to that.
And they're doing the big show.
Yes.
The big show.
They opened last year, right? Didn't they open Colorado Pride last year?
Yeah, I think they're opening this year again.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Or something. Maybe more.
That's awesome.
Maybe more. Who knows?
Incredible.
It's a number we can't even fathom. That's all I'm going to say. It's beyond our wildest dreams.
That's right.
That's it. It's beyond any number we could imagine. And it grows daily. I'm sure they're speaking of lining up for hours, I'm sure they're lining up now for Sunday.
I bet they are. Well, the lines, they're going to be lining up in the Village this weekend, I can tell you that.
So tell everybody what you're doing, Anthony.
Well, I'm just doing all the things. I'll start, since we're talking Pride and music. I want to invite everybody to join us down in the Village, the West Village of New York City, across the street from the Stonewall, the birthplace of Pride. And we're at the sister bar, the Monster Bar. I'll be there all weekend. On Friday night, I'm hosting open mic piano party with Yaz, who is incredible, an incredible piano man, Yaz.
Incredible.
He's a one-name wonder, just Yaz.
Yeah.
Michelle Dowdy will be coming in as one of our special guest hosts.
She's
Michelle
incredible.
Dowdy.
Oh, yeah.
I love Michelle Dowdy.
We're going to be
She's
so gay.
incredible.
I don't know what's going to happen, honestly.
Yeah, anything could happen. You know what? I mean,
With Daddy Yaz and
Liza
Michelle
can show
Dowdy.
up.
It's,
Yeah.
we'll be like gayer than two sets of Liza's lashes. To be.
Yes, absolutely. Now,
that's-
Yaz,
And then
speaking, I just want to interrupt for 1 second. Yaz was Leo's musical director, right? For
The song that we
Broken
heard
Moments.
before we came in, that was Yaz actually playing on You Gotta Believe.
no
That
one
you heard.
picking it so
Cool.
much. He's really, really great.
Yeah,
Yep.
he is.
He is amazing. And Michelle Dowdy, when I first got to New York, I produced Campfire Cabaret because I just came from camp. Michelle Dowdy was one of my first counselor co-hosts on that show way back in 2008.
When we were all 12. I love it.
Listen, I started at the Duplex in 1998. Probably
Yeah.
some of you weren't even born.
I were.
You were. Now, what? So, were you doing that on Friday night? What are you doing on Saturday?
Well, on Saturday, speaking of the Duplex, one of the legends of the Duplex himself, Darius Frowner, will be
Absolutely.
the amazing artist and one of my, mentors and people that I've worked with since I came to New York, with you, of course.
Yeah.
And, so he'll be there, and we'll be doing open mic craziness on Saturday night. And then Sunday's the day of the parade.
Ba, 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 ba.
What a parade!
I love those.
And before it passes by, you better get in and come in and see us. I'll be there at the door, just
At
greeting.
the Monster, you'll be at the Monster.
Yes, I'll be at the Monster. I'll be greeting everybody and just saying hello.
I'm going to be working at Stonewall that night. I'm going to be assistant managing from like 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. But Judy, my girlfriend Judy Mesa, is going to be working the door of Stonewall at 7th Avenue and
Right across from me.
right across from you.
Right
So
together.
she's very excited because she's her first time working. She's working Lavinia's old spot because Lavinia's,
I know it well.
She blew up so big, Lavinia. She's in Denver in front of 100,000 million people. And so she won't be able to work the door at Stonewall, but Judy's going to do it. Speaking of Judy, she cooked our meal tonight. So,
Ooh.
Georgia, this is the portion of our show called Go Ahead, Keep Eating.
Oh, should we say?
Oh my God, I'm excited.
You have to do it as a group.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Go
ahead.
ahead.
Keep eating.
So I did not cook tonight. I usually cook, but Judy Mesa cooked tonight.
my gosh.
I know. She made, I'm smelling it, a delicious filet mignon. I know. Filet mignon with a chimichurri sauce.
Oh.
And you got some, and then, is that her now? She's coming down? No? Oh,
My
here she
mouth
is.
is watering.
But Boopa, come and tell everybody what you cooked on this, please. Now she's in the. Come on, I don't remember what you put in it. Oh, she doesn't need. Can you?
Come on,
tell
Judy.
me?
Where's the beef?
Okay, so anyway, this is a chimichurri sauce. These are baby Bella mushrooms, little cumin,
Oh my
little
gosh.
garlic, a little onion,
That looks so
cilantro,
good.
and parsley. What else? There's no onion. I'm sorry. There's no onion.
Oh.
But why don't you come on and tell everybody? She's not dressed. Okay. And
Ooh la
there
la,
was
not
this-
dressed, huh?
Yeah,
Ooh.
Georgia said ooh la la. Georgia, she's on the show.
I'll keep my jokes PG. Sorry, y'all.
No, that's all right. She can't eat because I got the headphones on.
Oh, okay.
And for dessert, I'm still on the keto, so I'm having.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, cantaloupe. I have to, and then we're gonna have a nice salad upstairs, but it hasn't been made yet. So, can I help you? Well, you won't come on, but you. And I'm afraid that My Little Pony's gonna knock over. So,
I brought to the camera.
What did you bring? The Judy Garland camera.
I brought Judy Garland
candle. Let me see. Oh, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That is beautiful. Let me unhook this so you can hear it too. You sure? Okay.
Tell Judy hello from Judy.
I wish you would. Why don't you just pop your head in and say hi since you're over there? How can you listen? I got the headphones. Okay. Anyway, all right. This is what happened.
I love the banter.
No, you don't understand. Leo knows all about it. Because you called right after the show. Usually the show is still going and you're calling. Oh, Danielle said, hi, Judy. By the way, Judy had a beautiful spirit animal session with Danielle, and we both cannot say enough about it. So if you are someone that's interested in anything spiritual, anything connecting with the other side, connecting with the spirit world, connecting with the animal spirit world, Danielle is your girl, so don't be afraid to reach out. And
if you tuned in last week, we heard that I was gonna be told what my spirit animal was, and my spirit animal was usurped by a special guest spirit animal, not Rizzo, although she is a cute little coyote. She is adorable. Look at that. But Danielle told me that the coyote was making an appearance in my spirit because of their cunningness. And as of this week, those little things have started to really unfold and revealing my true nature around town here. I even got photoed for the paper today because so all the things are being revealed. Oh, Danielle.
Awesome.
I know, that's what happened. So Danielle did a little tiny mini kind of like on the spot reading for Leo, and his spirit animal is a coyote.
Wow, that's so cool.
Well, I think it was a guest one at the point yet. She said it was not my usual one, but one that was coming up. So,
I love it. So yes, Rizzo has plenty of spirit. She's 13. She just got groomed today. She looks good though, right?
Oh, she looks
like
amazing.
she's 3.
Yeah,
I know.
Like
she
a
doesn't
baby.
see very well anymore, and she doesn't hear very well, but she still has a lot of spirit, and she's very, very sweet.
Recently, super random, I recently heard that castor oil is really like a very natural, holistic way of like helping to heal eye problems.
Oh, really?
I believe for humans and animals. I had initially heard it for humans. So I would double check that it's also for animals. I think I read that it is okay for them as well.
The eyes, huh?
Yeah, just like pure organic cold pressed, like just a little around the edges. It's supposed to help with cataracts. It's supposed to help.
Oh yeah, that's what she has.
Preventatively and to kind of help with some symptoms. I'm not sure. I don't know. Might be
I'll look into it.
Yeah, and I'll look into it as well. So I make sure I'm giving you accurate information before you give it to the nugget.
Well, Danielle just said that she knows a lot about
it. Very cool. Okay, yeah.
Said, yes, castor heals cataracts. How about for humans?
And for humans, like especially. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Rena, my cousin from Massachusetts, said, I had a coyote pass through my yard, Leo. Thanks for coming to visit.
I came by for a small snack.
That's right. We have in Massachusetts small snacks. All right, so we are coming. We're 4 minutes to the end of our show. Once again, it has flown by. I know. Once again, it has flown by. Now all the dogs are down here. Oh my God!
Well, the meat's down there. That's why.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
They smell that steak, and so do I. I'm on my way too.
Oh my God! Well, let me tell you something. Judy cooks for them. She cooks chicken and ground beef and vegetables. They get their meals. And this is, let me see if we can get
a dog's life.
And turkey bacon. Yeah, I can't get her on the screen, but there's Twinkie is down here, Oreo is down here, London is down here. Yes, they're named after foods. That's how it goes. It is a party. Yes, for humans especially, says Danielle, it just feels like you got the makeup remover in your eye. Yes! Very easy treatment. Oh my God. Okay. Danielle, once again, you've saved the day. Georgia, Thank you for bringing up that castor oil.
Thank you for confirming, Danielle.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to unhook this so you can hear. Judy is laughing. I don't know why she's laughing. You can't hear it. Okay. So now we're going to leave everybody with something as we come into, we're coming into Pride Week. What do we want to leave our friends, whether they're gay or allies or anybody? What do we want to leave them with a message of hope? Anthony, I'm going to start with you.
I saw an Instagram video today of a Whitney Houston clip from sort of a dated time where it was probably looked upon as being a bit controversial for someone as mainstream as her to be performing at a gay pride event. And she quite simply answered the interviewer who asked her, well, why would you be participating in a celebration of pride? She said, we are all God's children, and we all should be proud of who we are.
Yeah.
I'm taking that spirit with me into this weekend and just sharing love and light and the gifts of the Spirit with everyone that I encounter. That's my goal. And I think that's what makes being able to, get out and do it every day. It makes it possible. So I want to be surrounded by that kind of positive energy and just share it with everybody. And that's why this is one of my favorite times of the year.
Absolutely. And I couldn't agree more. I mean, there's a lot to it. There's a lot. And sometimes it feels like especially if you live in the city, it feels overwhelming. Or Jersey. I mean, it's the same thing. It's all connected. But it feels, and Leo, I mean, everywhere you're out in California, but it's such a good time of the year to just take a minute, So, Leo, what do you want to leave us as we go into this week?
It's all about love.
Yeah. It's all about love. That's it, as your song says, clearly. And I'm going to let Georgia, I'm going to let you have the last word on what do we want to leave our audience with this week.
I'm going to segue off of what I was saying earlier. Just everyone having gratitude for where we are now. I mean, I remember, when it was like you had to keep things hush-hush still, and having a girlfriend and gay marriage not being legal. And so I just think, the generation that's coming up, they're not going to know any of those struggles, which is great, which is awesome. But I'm always of like wow, so much has changed. And I'm constantly in awe of like, I think it's so badass that you were like here, you were in New York in the 90s and you were gay. Like, that's fucking cool as hell. Oops. Sorry. I was trying to curse. I was trying to not curse the whole time and I just dropped that.
That's not.
Sorry if you need to bleep it, but
not at all. We can do whatever we want here. I mean, and it's not an issue.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was out in the late 70s. In the 80s. I'm not going to say it was easy though. I'm not.
Right. I'm sure it wasn't. And
it's not even to make myself, it's just that all I want to say is I've seen a lot of things and I've seen a lot of change. Mostly I felt. And what I felt is how other people viewed me and what that means as you internalize that. And all I can say is this. Just be, and this is for everybody, straight people, anybody, just be who you are. Keep the focus on yourself. Come from a place of love. Don't worry about the next guy. Just be happy with who you are and who you love. Don't worry about anything else, because that's really what it's all about. If you're so busy looking in someone else's window, you're not a happy person. So that's all I want to say. And if you don't agree with gay marriage, don't marry a gay person.
There you go.
Whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'll send this out to gay people as well. Let's just all respect ourselves. Let's respect each other, and let's respect the straight community as well. I've never been one of these people that's like, it's us against them.
No.
I would love nothing more for us all to be together. And
Totally.
that Anthony and I talk about this all the time. And just all these different worlds that have collided in the last 8 years of anger towards each other. Stop. If we just started listening to music together, started breaking bread together, we would forget all of it. And that's what I would like to see, a world that goes back to that.
We tell
Amen.
kids all the time. We tell kids all the time, excuse me, don't tell her what to do. You're responsible for yourself.
Yes,
You follow
absolutely.
the rules yourself and you'll be good. So why do the rules change for adults? I don't know. But
Yeah.
let's go back to those lessons.
That's all. That's all we need to worry about, is just being good to one another. You know. And I will say once again, happy Pride to everybody, and that includes our allies. Be proud of yourselves for standing up for good people in the world. Juneteenth was yesterday. I had the privilege of working an amazing event. I was the bartender. I created all these drinks for this amazing event, and it was so heartwarming and beautiful. And I stood there and I thought to myself, wow, like, this is a privilege. And you know what? I one quick story, and then I'll end it. I was at the post office. Post office was closed yesterday because of Juneteenth, but I was mailing some letters because I like to go to the actual post office because I don't trust the mailboxes anymore. But this very very white gentleman walked up to me and said, "Why is the post office closed?" You know, he was like, he didn't understand, and I explained that it was a holiday, and I said the holiday, and I knew he wouldn't know what that was. But he just looked a little like he didn't know, and I took the time to explain to him what the holiday was, how I had learned about it, and how now it was a new holiday, and it'll fall on the 19th of June every year. Next year it'll be a Tuesday. And you know what? This conversation between two people, neither one of us being people of color, but it was this respectful conversation that two people had about something. And he said, oh, okay, I didn't know that. Good to know, he said. No judgment, just good to know. And I thought, if we had more of these one-on-one conversations instead of these groups or these media companies that are pitting us against each other, wouldn't it be so much nicer? And then I had the privilege of, after that, going to Stonewall and working a Juneteenth event. And I thought, wow, what a good day I had. You know, so let's keep that in mind. And just, I've been saying it all year, don't hate, educate. Don't hate, educate. And that's it. Okay? Georgia is snapping. Anthony, I love you. Give me a shimmy for the road, and Leo will join. Let's all shimmy it out. And we love and appreciate you. See you every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Send in those photos. Send in those photos.
Love you guys.
Peace and love.